we're going to bring out the hockey helmet and get into questions. What are your thoughts on Airbnb? Very good question. Airbnb was designed for people to rent out partial homes, like an apartment in their home, a room in their home, a temporary use of their home while they're away. Cottages are a big thing, vacation homes. When you start turning condo units into Airbnbs, it becomes a problem, okay? When you start using full homes and buying them to turn them into Airbnbs, it's a problem. You're taking housing stock away from the residents who need it. And that becomes a problem, okay? When you have condos that have multiple Airbnbs, they're not designed to be hotel suites. They're not paying the proper taxes. They don't have the proper management. They don't have the proper supervision. And the reality is, it's most likely going to be banned in the GTA as well. As we know, BC's already banned long-term Airbnbs. We're probably going to see the same thing because it's an easy hit for politicians to go after. And I don't think they've been exploited to the point where they're taking housing stock away from the residents who need it. And most operators are doing it for profit, not necessarily for any other reason than that. So, you know, they're looking at the bottom line. They're looking at the potential of earning more than what a rented suite would. And it's basically an investment play. And sadly, I think its days are numbered. And I don't think, you know, it's the right thing to do. Why would some realtors suggest to waive financing? Folks, don't waive financing, okay? I'm going to be selfish, okay? Number one, when you waive financing, it makes my job harder, okay? And what it does, it puts you at a risk of having no financing, something going wrong with the appraisal, something going wrong with a possible inspection, and you're screwed, okay? A lot of realtors were having clients waive financing in bidding wars so their offer looked better, okay? But it also firms up the deal for the realtor so they can make their commission, okay? Like, it's no secret that the deposit that's always asked of buyers happens to be around 5%. That's not a coincidence, folks. Okay, you could put a deposit of less. If you're a firm buyer, you could put a deposit of less than 5%, but realtors always want 5%. I'm not going to be popular amongst realtors, but the reality is they want to firm up the deal so they can earn their commission, okay? And in this market where you have choice, you should be going in with conditions, inspection, and make sure you have the ability to be patient, have peace of mind, and you're in the driver's seat, okay? It's a buyer's market. You don't need to waive financing. If you're in a bidding war, that's your call. I don't recommend it. Your realtors are going to say, don't listen to that guy Vince because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But the reality is, you got to protect your money. You got to protect your position. And today, if you're a buyer, you should be in control. So I'll leave it at that. How are you advising clients that are starting to default on their mortgage? Okay. We're seeing quite a few folks that are struggling. When they run into default, it's really important that we sit down and understand how much equity they have in the home, how much they're willing to give up, and whether or not they want to go through the process when they're not in control. Before people go into default, I always encourage clients, share your problem early. Be proactive. If you see something coming, it's important to reach out to your mortgage professional to seek some help and assistance. When it goes to power sale, when it gets to a level where legal departments are involved, it's game over. You don't have a lot of options, and the ones that you do have are extremely expensive. We are working with dozens and dozens of folks that are struggling. There are solutions that can avoid these things. They're temporary in nature. I always call them bridges or band-aids. And it's these type of solutions that could help folks that are going to be encountering this difficulty. When you run out of money before you run out of month, it's a problem. And chances are you are anticipating this. Let people know, let professionals know, speak to people, don't be embarrassed. I deal with this every day. If you are struggling and you have equity in your home, there are options available to you. One of them is to sell, okay? But others are available that could keep you in it if there is a strategy to get back on track, whether you've lost your job, whether someone's on mat leave, whether somebody's dealt with an illness temporarily and you're short on income because of this. There are solutions out there. So be proactive, okay? Don't wait till the last minute, okay? That's at your disadvantage and you're gonna get burned. You're gonna have your equity eaten up in legal fees and very cost prohibitive folks that are going to charge you through the nose. So reach out if you're in that position. Who is offering the longest rate hold among all various lenders? You know, there's the odd lender that does offer 130 days, 135 I believe, but the norm is 120, okay? On pre-approvals, it's 120 days. But if you have a firm deal where you've actually bought a property and you need an extension beyond 120, there are lenders that will grant an exception. It's not going to be a la carte where you could just have it for a pre-approval because a lot of pre-approvals don't fund. So if you have a firm deal and you need something beyond 120 that's reasonable, there is possibilities and there are opportunities to do that. Do you think that real estate agents should be mandated by professional standards? They are. OREA, you got CREA, you got RICO, you got a lot of professional standards. What do you think? My 5-year fixed is due in August 2026. Should I cash out my stocks to pay off or stay invested? Very difficult to answer that without having a little bit more details on how the investment portfolio is doing. If you are in a fixed product today that is at a low rate and your return on your investment is significantly higher, less the tax, the applicable taxes that are due, you're better off to stay in that investment until your maturity, at which point you should pay it off. If your investments are doing shit, and a lot of people are not doing very good, I think I saw a post that the TSX year to date is up like 1%, I think the index, like 0.98 or something like that. So if you're not performing well in your portfolio, I say cash it in and just pound down your debt, okay? I'm a big believer in getting to zero fast as you fucking can, because the minute you owe nothing, you're not a debt slave to any lender, okay? So always try to pound down your debt, okay? These rates at these levels are causing a lot of frustration, anxiety, and concern for folks. Try to pound it down. Get rid of it as fast as you can, and you're better off for it.